88.7 FM KAZI. Good morning, y'all. It is a wet Wednesday. Well, kind of. It's 88.7 KAZI. We are the voice of Austin. Don't you know we are going to be celebrating 42 years and counting coming up later on this summer of bringing you the best music, informative programs, etc., etc., etc. Your boy Jabari Warfield in the building. I got Dab Dub in the building. I got Simply Courtney in the building. Good morning, fellas.
Yo, what's up, Jabari?
What's good, sir?
Man, I'm feeling good. We talked off air. I got some bad news in the week, but you know, I'm looking at the positive. It's about the legacy left. You know, when you lose someone, I like to look at the positives that we got from a person. And yeah, man, I'm hunting that good stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, man, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And I understand, bro, because I actually lost two folks too recently, man. So we ain't here for a long time, but we better be here for a good time.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm trying to get everything out of every day as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like I stole this life.
Right.
Oh, this shit, drive it like you stole it.
Drive like you
See, coming from, that's why Jabbar, did you see I was looking at Simply Courtney? Because anything he was going to say, I was going to jump on it. Because, you know, he did a little driving. He did a little driving in his life, and he seemed like he think he an IndyCar driver. Am I right?
No, I don't know. Sometimes IndyCar driver, sometimes it's what's the drag strip? The top field where it's just real quick, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like that. Other times I feel like funny car driver. You know, they just be wrecking into each other. They got figure eight. And they be like, oh, they didn't wreck this time. Well, we got about 15 more laps of that.
Right, or bumper cars.
Y'all ever went to a crash derby?
I haven't seen one in person.
No, I haven't been. Yeah.
I think I gotta put that on the bucket list.
I think so.
I think I want to see that.
That is not a bad
I wouldn't
idea.
mind seeing it. And I done been. Stereotypically, I'm gonna say this is down the south, but I done lived in some deep South wood stuff, and I ain't never win. But I think I'm interested. You just reminded me of that, Courtney. I'm
on the way. My family's out in Lockhart, and so driving through, like whenever you pass on 183, off to the left, right as you were passing, I guess where that new airport is now. There was like a race track thing over there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And that used to be my favorite thing, was just to look over and see the cars, and see the lights and all the pageantry going on.
Yeah.
And then I'd roll the window down, you could hear them. It's wild to think that little track was the coolest thing to me until Circuit of the America shows up. And that thing, I don't know if you've ever been where you can hear the race cars from like almost a mile away.
Right.
It's wild, dude. Like I remember I lived in Del Valle during the time period when it first came. And those things were loud, and then also there was a bunch of helicopters too, which I just think helicopters.
Added, yeah.
That's just.
But I think for guys, it's like as long as we have cars are like our thing. Not to say women can't enjoy it, but I mean I think cars are our thing sometimes. And when we're growing up, it's really kind of crazy, man. Really kind of crazy. Hey, you are or were working on a comedy album.
Yeah.
All right. Is it out? Is it ready? Is it finished?
All right.
Is it
So
dope?
here's
Is
the
it clean?
weird part.
All right.
I had a joke about the comedy.
Right.
I think he owes some people some money, and they got his stuff in the back of their Cadillac, and they just drive past his house and be like, "You got our money? Okay, well this ain't getting released
he
yet."
can't hang out. If that's the case, then you can't hang out here too long. Man. I don't know nobody nothing.
So officially, the audio portion. So as far as like the recording itself, that is out.
Oh.
That came out on the 26th.
Nice.
And so we are now a weekend. And then on the flip side, the actual visual album or whatever.
Yeah.
That part is still being worked. I guess you say it's still in post or whatnot.
Okay.
I ain't gonna put a speculation on that. I think that one's gonna get as much love as it can.
Yeah.
And then when it's ready is when it's ready. Because I usually make a mistake of giving myself some kind of unreal deadline and whatnot. Because I am actually editing that thing in-house. I'm being real.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How is that?
Not fun. No.
Hey, he out there looking for filters too. That's what's taking so long.
Sure,
Like, hold on, man.
correct.
I know I could look like 3 more inches taller.
I have something called I have Photoshop. I have something called Liquify. It can drop you about 20 or 30 if you need to.
Okay. I might need to, man.
He trying to make sure that the hair looks moisturized.
Yeah, man.
Where that filter at?
Texturized and all of that.
All of
Well, cool,
Yeah,
man.
it's coming though.
All right, well, congratulations on that's a real cool thing.
Yeah.
Good morning, y'all. Glad you're with us. Don't forget to check us out at kazifm.org, and don't forget you can check us out online, desktop, laptop, and we also have the TuneIn app that you can actually download from our website. So you go to the website, download the TuneIn app, put it on your mobile device, put it on your smart TV, but keep us in the ride, especially if you're making that ride right about now, because I know you're on the grind. We up there with you, baby. We all grinding this morning. It is a wonderful Wednesday. It's 88.7 FM KAZ, 8.7 FM KAZI. Our man DJ Wiz doing that thing. Wiz is just killing the game.
I'm always he makes me mad. I'm always gonna keep saying it because it's funky. Like you know, when something's too good, you frown up your face like, that's
like
good.
Fried chicken.
Every time.
Fried
and
chicken.
He make me mad because I always got stuff to do. Got to come back on the radio. Want to dance? Want to play it again? Want to pull out Shazam? Want to talk about it? But we got to come back on the radio. So
that's why it's wild, man, because like y'all always talk about back in the day stuff, and y'all had songs that were like 10 minutes long and stuff. So like for us, man, we like us young people, we'll hear something that we really like, and we might stop what we're doing for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Right.
Y'all will stop what you're doing for 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.
And let Earth, Wind, and Fire go crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's. I talked about it. This is my music theory people. Shout out to you people that played music. They have multiple movements in one song, and y'all would just be riding around life, letting this go on. And I'm over here like losing my mind. Like, oh, wait a minute, did you hear that part? Wait, that sample. I know where that's from. That's wild.
Well, it's because we had calories to burn, youngin.
Yeah.
Well, when you at the skate rink,
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't have a little 2-minute song
No.
going around, because when the song come on, you need time to find the girl.
Okay.
That you want. I'm gonna go get her. I'm gonna go dance. I'm gonna go skate with her.
That's the opening part of the
You gotta
song
have some
still
chance
playing.
to go get her.
Okay.
And then you got time to, hey, you wanna go? Yeah. Then you can go around once or twice with her.
And then the good part hits
There
by
it
that
is.
point.
You good?
Exactly.
You just figured this out for me.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
We need
and
time.
the thing about it is that back in the day we had albums, we had vinyl.
Yeah.
Right. So the vinyl, a lot of stuff, there wasn't too much of a regulation on the amount of time that you could do a song. Like I've seen songs like, oh man, Miles Davis used to do some jazz stuff, go on for like 12 minutes, dude. It's just crazy.
Just hitting.
But a lot of the songs, number one, I think that's just what it is. I think there was just a lot of elements that wanted to be used in the song, and everybody, you know, like if you took like Parliament for example, they didn't want to file down a lot of the stuff that they wanted to use. They wanted you to hear what they had to say. And it was also good music for the cookout.
Yeah. Like I love that. My favorite thing right now, dude, is finding stuff. Like I told y'all earlier off air, I was on a kick. I think I was on my Barry White kick today. And I was just going through instrumentals because I love just music in general. And so I was listening to stuff that I didn't even know existed. It was just like, I said, let's go. I put YouTube on. YouTube was like, okay, here's the next thing. Here's the next thing. And before I got here, man, I listened to 3 songs that I think I had never heard before.
Yeah.
And the best part is I only heard the instrumental. So now I got to hear the rest of the song.
Yeah. Barry was exceptional. He was vocally, he was exceptional. Anybody that's your mama or your grandmama's age who said Barry White, you say, ooh, yeah. I mean, toes start curling.
Yeah.
They just eyes roll back in their head and say, oh yeah, Barry White, because he has this voice, man, this octave that's like, it ain't even natural, dude. The bass octave is insanely deep.
Let me tell y'all. You said the key word. I got to jump on there.
Right.
Barry White not being natural. It ain't natural. Let me tell y'all something. Since the age of 14, the brother was 6'4". 6'4".
Yeah, big dude.
How old are you?
38.
Yeah, are you 6'4"?
No.
Yeah, at 14 he'd be looking down on you.
That's wild.
He changed his name from Carter to White when he met his dad.
Okay.
And he's had a full beard since the age of 13.
Oh, that's wild.
That's crazy.
This brother.
That's crazy.
So yeah.
It's been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's from Galveston too.
Oh, yeah,
Come
Texas
on.
dude.
Yeah, he is from Galveston.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not joking.
He's
I'm not
from
joking.
Texas.
Yes, sir. He is a Texan. Barry White is a Texan. He was doing a lot of stuff that unfortunately teenagers do. Got himself in trouble, and he was sitting in jail and heard "It's Now or Never" by Elvis Presley and said, "You know what? I've got to change my life."
Look at you.
And music was his thing.
He's legit. I was good. So I heard about
Courtney's
that story.
staring at me like I just took money out of his pocket or something.
Barry White was jailed for 4 months at the age of 16, according to his IMDb. at the age of 16 for stealing $30,000 worth of Cadillac tires. That's equivalent to $310,000 now.
That's a lot of tires.
That brother.
Wait.
Mad tires.
So he was a criminal.
Barry was a criminal, son.
A good one.
He was.
Yeah, he was good.
He amassed
What's his song?
$310,000 worth.
Yeah.
I don't have.
You ain't got words.
Hey, so let me see this. I'm 6'4", right?
Yeah.
I come up to you, Courtney,
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, wait,
Yeah, you gotta do
hey,
the
Courtney,
voice.
hey, Courtney, you gonna hold these tires for me? Don't ask me no questions."
Yeah. What you gonna do?
And when the cops come, just tell them you'll never find. I had to go deep. It's the only deep
That
thing
was
I can do, though. But
You dropped the Lou Rawls on the
I know, but I had to stay deep
No,
on it.
understood.
So he was a very prolific producer.
He was-
of music,
Man.
And so he was doing orchestra stuff, but then he was still singing too.
Oh yeah.
Yo, the Barry White estate, some of the stuff we've been talking about off
Yeah.
air, it's on there now, so we're going to have to talk about it.
Yeah.
But that Barry White estate must be nice right now.
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
think about his samples, the things that he brought about, that we are all still using, and
Yeah.
the head scratching, like, yo, he did that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
legacy right there.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I know I'm a. Okay, you heard "My Boo" right by Usher. And,
Yes.
Okay, he wrote the song that got sampled in that track.
No.
So that I'm trying to think of the part of what part
the
would.
singing, the vocals that you hear sped up. That's a Barry White track. Written, he's not singing in it, but I think his wife Glodine is singing in it, and it's chopped by Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
And that's Barry White's writing in that track.
Wait, what was his wife's name?
Glodine, I believe it's Glodine.
Don't that sound like the still typical 1970s?
Hey man, don't be hating on Glodine.
Lil
now.
Mama. That's my Lil Mama.
I
What's
mean,
her
we
name?
have a rapper named Glorilla right now.
Yeah, we
so
have.
I don't know. We're close. A little bit of old, a little bit of new.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I tell you what, man. Let's. Okay, so I gotta play some Barry.
Might
Let's
as well,
do it,
dude.
man.
I gotta do one of his old.
The listeners are like,
Morning grind. Your boy Jabari Warfield, Simply Courtney, and Dap Dub, standing by in the building, hanging. Yeah, man.
man, it's funny you say that. My homie Alicia, she's on her way to work right now, and she sent a picture to the group chat. She said avoid 35. She was sitting in that for 40 minutes.
Man,
So
always avoid
Alicia,
35.
I hope you're listening. I'm sorry, girl.
Man.
I hope that Barry White did something for you, though.
Yeah.
Barry has a medicinal kind of thing with the ladies, man.
I hope.
He really does. Good morning, Miss Charlene. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning, Jabari, Doug, and I apologize to the other gentleman.
That is
But how y'all doing?
We good.
Huh?
We good. That is Simply Courtney.
Yeah.
Simply Courtney. I've been trying to keep that on my mind to the best of my ability. I called it Courtney, and I remember Simply. But now today I forgot, and I apologize.
Hey, Miss Charlene, I thought I told you, this is Dapper D. I thought I told you to leave some index cards by your phone. You got to write this down. You call us like every day. Come on, you got to do that. You know all of us. Keep it by just put on some index cards. Leave it next to your phone.
I'm not used to Dapper. Okay, so how do you say it?
Dapper D.
Dapper.
Dapper D.
I don't feel comfortable. I like to say Douglas, or at my stage where I am in life. But
Well, yeah.
If you get the reference, you giving me your mama call him Clay, I'ma call him Clay. But we already have a gentleman of that name here, and so I had to make the transition because there was a little bit of confusion. People, we got Douglas the Professor does his thing. So
Yeah, we got Douglas the Professor and Douglas Paul Washington, a.k.a. Dap D.
yeah.
So, anyway, how you doing, Miss Charlene? Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm doing fine. I wanted to make a comment on you mentioned Barry White, and I want to make a comparison of what Barry White has went through, and also what the American people are realizing or going through for 8 years with this fool Trump, still in court, not convicted, and going through this mayhem. If this man was near your daughter, would you trust him? If this man was over top secret weapons, nuclear weapons, would you trust him to be the president of the United States? If this man took his private papers to Mar-a-Lago, and who did he sell it to? Which country did he sell it to? Would you trust him? And on top of this, the Supreme Court justice is having a field day of trying to decide whether this man is above the law. And yet still, which one of those justices, Supreme Court justice, would you trust that's not receiving backhand money from foreign countries? And especially Clarence Thomas. So who are they to judge? And who are they to sit on the bench? And if they find this man above the law and everybody else must suffer under the consequences of the American Constitution, under the rule of law, then they don't deserve to sit on the bench. They've committed the heinous crime that you can even imagine. No representation for the American people, no representation for the world. And on top of that, those protesters who are standing in the face of Gaza, the Palestinians who are dying daily and starving, children are dying.
Yeah.
And Benjamin Netanyahu is sitting up on his throne, allowing this to happen. And you know what's going on? When they put those police officers at those universities, they better be very careful because the world is watching. In other words, that's their children. And if I was those countries, I would go to the United Nations and press criminal charges against the United States because these students are here in America. They pay their tuition. They're there to get representation. They're there to receive their doctorates. And they can't stand in protest and peaceful protest. They need to get a legal form of attorney before them and sue these universities, Ivy League universities, and the rule of law, and the Constitution, the United States for the abuse of power. If the United States can hold people and protest on campus grounds and arrest them and step on them and press them down, why are we sitting by needlessly allowing Benjamin Netanyahu killed over 30,000 lives? Who are we?
Right. Understand. But here's the thing. Now, here's some of the universities are private, so it's not necessarily something that can be done like this. That's unless the university itself calls the police, then there's nothing that can be done. But Columbia University, that's a private university. That's something that the university has to enact. With here at UT, they had state troopers and I think APD was involved. I'm not sure. So it's a crazy situation. And unfortunately, people are getting hurt. And I think it's folks have the right to protest and protest peacefully. But it's a crazy situation. Really is.
You got a good point, but the National Guard was sent out to the Little Rocket, Arkansas Rocket, for those the 5 black students to integrate the school. Was it Lyndon B. Johnson? Kennedy sent them out there to protect those students. That's the same right that our government should be able to protect those foreign students because they're standing in protest of what they believe in, any of us. So I would definitely hold the United States accountable for what they're doing and not saying a word. So I pray that justice prevails and God's intervention prevails, because what we're seeing here is spiritual demonic attacks on all over the world. But we don't see that. We allow our children to play those video games 24/7, and when it comes to truth and justice, where are they going to be at? When it comes to standing up, their rights are going to be gone. And before you know, the devil has put his place and marked on the situation. So you think about that.
No, you're right about that. I'm not disputing. You're not wrong. I think that at any time that you distract someone from what's going on, that's a problem. And I've talked about that myself. When Cat Williams had the video out, and everybody was on it, and I've checked it out too. But at the same time, we had people like Charlie Kirk and University of Florida, taking away the certain rights, that we had. So so we can get distracted. It's okay to my dad always say it's okay to dance, but when the music's off, what you gonna do?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And now we got to go back to the struggle again. It don't make sense.
No, I understand. We appreciate you calling in, Miss Charlene.
All right, you all have a blessed one.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Man, here's what I can tell you. We can't be unruly. You can't call it a peaceful protest if you're being unruly. There are rules to this. So you got to know where you're going. If you just indiscriminately show up to a place, that's your fault. That's your fault if you don't know where you can and cannot assemble. There are rules that university has. So we in a Google age. So you got to take the time and you got to protest within the confines of what's allowable, since that's the place you want to be. So if you're gonna block people that are trying to get to class, and instructors that are trying to get to work,
right,
and you standing outside and you're throwing, why are you bringing rocks to a peaceful protest? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So I'm on that side. I'm on the side of call it what it is. If it's gonna be a peaceful protest, be about that. Stand off to the side. You can still be heard, but you don't have to be in people's way. You don't have to jump in people's faces. And yeah, if there's a police presence out there, you ain't got to be unruly to the cops.
Right. There's a lot of people, historically, black folks, we've had peaceful protests or tried to have them, sit-ins at lunch counters, crossing Selma Bridge, right?
Yeah.
And it's always been, we've always been met with resistance, and it's very hard for people, I think, to hold their passions these days, right? These days it's like, okay, well, we want to be heard, and we're going to be heard in either way. And I've tried to keep up with it all, and keep up with everything else I got going on in my life. So, and I've seen some of the protests being peaceful, and then unfortunately, some of them it's been really crazy. Like the one here at UT, the state troopers came in and they just cleaned folks out, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. So no, you're right.
And at that point, you got to adjust, right? Like at that point, do you say to yourself, all right, is this the spot we want to be in, or can we be somewhere else? I mean, you making that choice at that time. You got, no, we're going to come back.
Right.
And we're going to do this exact thing again. What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over again.
I mean, where are we trying to be? In my opinion, obviously, man, come on, man. What we doing screaming at freshmen trying to walk to class? What that going to do? I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
There's
about
other
that.
places you could be.
Right
I would put that same energy over there. Why am I screaming at some instructor that's getting ready to go teach class?
Right.
What that fool gonna do? I don't even understand it. So hey, just keep that energy over there.
Keep that. Yeah.
And then oh by the way, the invasion started in like October. Is that what you were saying? Is that when all this started? Why are we just doing it now?
Right.
Man, don't get me started.
Yeah, it's been a minute, and I think everybody was hopeful that it would end, and at some point, and then the discovery of the connection between the universities, some of the universities, and what's going on in other countries.
I think it's a lot of copycat. Columbia got busy, and so other people, a lot of people, I allege, said, "Oh, we could do this too." But again, where was you at in October? And yeah, if you out there, man, you better know what date this thing started. Don't do it. You just out there. You just want to be with everybody else
and keep up with it. That's for sure. Yeah, no question about it. Oh my goodness. It is 8:11 here on 88.7 FM KAZI. This is the Morning Grind. Your boy Jabari Warfield, Simply Courtney, and Dab Dub also in the building. So I have a quick question, then we're going to go. It's about 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to go to break. From what I hear, this is according to the Associated Press, Donald Trump is going to enlist black hip-hop artists and celebrity athletes to assist him in winning over the African-American vote.
Oh, yeah. Because the only people we voting for are the people that we listen to music with. What the heck?
And from now on, if you say the name, it's got to be Trumpizzle. You can't ever just say Trump. It got to be
you saying Snoop Dogg gonna do it?
D-Tizzle.
Snoop Dogg, you better not. I'm looking at you right now. Snoop, don't do it, man.
D-Tizzle.
Because if you ain't voting Trump, you wiggity whack.
He got what do you call it? Crisscross. Dang it.
Oh, man,
y'all really, Chris? Dang it, man.
Okay. Y'all do remember the $300 Trump sneakers though, right? Because
I thought that was
the comments were, well, black people like shoes. And we gonna do this again, man? Is that what we
like
doing?
Gold. They like gold. And they like shoes.
Nah, man, I don't care if Jordan himself handed me a pair. I would not wear those.
Jordan better not. Dog, don't do it.
I remember Fat Joe had to go on social media and defend himself because he's like, hey, I'm just getting them. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I collect shoes. I know it's a rare shoe. I had to overpay to get it, which is another reason why I wanted it. And
acting like he didn't get his shoes in the mail.
I was just making sure I got them.
Acting like he didn't get his shoes in the mail.
Right.
Man, how many times we gonna fall for the okie doke?
Thank you for supporting.
But here's the thing, and we had this conversation. Oh my God, it's been almost 2 years. There are a lot of black folks who support Trump and have for a long time, like not just in the last 8-10 years, but for a long time.
I hope they listening. I like them to call up. And I would say this about anything. We just talking about Trump right now. Right. But I want to know what you get out of it. Look, anybody want to help me with the billions of dollars that he gave the rich folk because again, the person who calls up and says they support, since they want to offer, I'd like for them to offer and what tax bracket they in, because he's helping the people on top, the rich getting richer. But what he doing for us? And I would love to hear that person. And hopefully, they can prove to us that they black. But
please prove your blackness. We'd appreciate that.
I would love for them to tell us what he do for you.
The real question is, how much does it cost, man? I want to know. Like, if you doing a track, man, how much you making for it? Like, you think you gonna drop like 50,000 on a song? You think maybe 100,000
on the beat?
Jabari
on the beat.
Jabari, you have the entertainment industry in your resume.
What's the SAG?
More or less. I'm just like curious if you know the brother owes $450 million like right now,
right?
And he's litigation, and he's got ongoing litigation. We doing this on credit? Like how we doing this? I gotta make sure I get paid.
I guess that depends on who he hooks up with. He could hook up with Jermaine. He could hook up with Swizz Beats.
Okay.
Swizz is in New York. Who else? DJ Premier.
Yeah.
He get a beat from Premier. I don't know. That's
he gonna drop an album.
Nah, he can't afford them. He can't afford them right now.
He gonna get DJ Khaled. I can already feel.
I'm gonna do this one for Jabari.
God.
He can't afford any of them. He gonna go back to Mantronic.
Come on.
You know what he did there? Look
Curtis
at the young buck. Look at the young buck. Look at the young buck.
Yeah, he's like, what is Mantronic?
I'm animation right now. What is that? That sounds like some food you get. Is that what you put on sandwiches that you used to call Sloppy Joe's?
Brother, when you get out of here,
Mantronic.
When you get out of here
right.
on your ride to wherever you going, you make sure you Googled them Google fingers to find some beats that he made, and you're close.
Yeah, Mantronic is dope.
70s, 80s, there it is. See, you already
I want
know
y'all
where
to
you need to
understand
be.
something about me. I want y'all to understand something about me.
All right.
I'm one of the most underrated music people in this world.
Nice.
Because y'all could be talking about some stuff,
Yeah.
and then the spirit made me do that beat.
Oh,
I'm being real because I have no idea who
you did channel.
about.
No, but you was close. That's what I
See?
said. That you was
See?
like you were feeling the energy.
What did
Exactly.
NWA say? You're about to witness the power of the streets.
That's right.
That's me, except it's you. That's me, though. You feel me?
Yep. All right, let's take a call. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing good, thank you. Doing good.
Music stuff.
Yeah, just doing music stuff.
I know y'all are talking about Trump right now, but the issue I'm having right now is the Biden administration over the title protections for the trans athletes in girls sports.
Mm-hmm.
Really, there's 6 states that are suing Tennessee, the Attorney General, Dempsey, isn't that his name? Demetti?
I'm not sure I'm sorry. Who you talking about? I can barely hear you. So if you could just speak up just a little bit, I think it will be a little bit better here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just a little louder.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's better.
better.
Thank you.
Okay, so there are 6 states who are suing because Biden has just passed, and this was yesterday, that boys who consider themselves girls can play in girl sports.
Mm-hmm.
And be in the locker rooms and change, and they're protected under that. I know that you're talking about Trump right now, but I have children who play sports and a daughter, and you're talking about high school. You have 19-year-olds in the 11th and 12th grade.
Yeah,
that's a grown man walking, hanging, and swinging.
Right. Understood. Yeah, that's not. I mean, and I'm all 3 of us up here. We have girls.
Yep.
All 3 of us. So, I believe, and I grew up with in track. Like I was part of Austin Stratus Track Club. My sister was part of Austin Stratus Track Club, and so I did field events. She did track, and there are a ton of other athletes that I grew up with, and so I believe that anybody who wants to compete should compete. I don't think that. I would not want my daughter to compete against, like, especially in physical contact, against someone who was born a male. I don't want to see that hurt. I don't want to see her physically hurt in that aspect because because I think bone structure and everything else is different for a male than it is a female. I do believe every single person who wants to compete at some point should compete. I'd heard somebody say something about giving trans athletes the chance to compete in a certain aspect. This is not a subject I talk about often or that I really like to touch, because I think at some point, if there's a difference in opinion, people get really upset and they say, well, you're homophobic or you're transphobic, and that's not the case. I have several people in my family that are of the LGBTQ community, and I love them and I support them 150,000%. But again, my concern would be for my daughter's safety in terms of that, and in terms of, being in the locker room and everything else.
And I coach several youth sports here locally. And most importantly, I can see the differences. A 6-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl, there's very big differences. I also coach grappling, youth grappling. And again, there are incredible differences there. So I think that, unfortunately, some people are going to be unhappy with this, but I think you have to keep the playing field level, and there are significant differences, and that's just where it's going. We have to remember we want fair play, we want equitable, and if that's the guiding point, then I have to support it.
I completely agree, and I do coach as well, and there is a significant difference between boys. It's science. Science, tells you that, boys, because of testosterone and all of these, great things that y'all have,
yes,
y'all are stronger than us. Your bone structure, your muscle mass, everything about you, there are some exceptions to the rule.
Yes, there are. Caitlin Clark, sorry, cut it off. Caitlin Clark, her whole life back in Iowa, there weren't girls on her level, and so her dad had her play with the boys. But again, she's an anomaly, and so she did go out there and play in a lot of basketball leagues with boys, and she was ripping it. But again, that's an anomaly. And so, because I want to frame this on both sides. I want to frame it where there are some exceptional young ladies that would be playing with boys, but in a lot of instances, no, I would never want to bring a boy to a girl party. I'm not. Well, not interested.
Girl sports, it's sparingly. You find a lot of girls who do play sports like basketball. In the younger ages. So we were kind of forced to play with the boys.
Yeah.
But now there are more girls who are playing. Even flag football. They have girl flag football teams,
right.
And we're coming up more. Girls are starting to participate a lot more. And, I feel as though that, we shouldn't feel like, these things are taken away from us. It hasn't been 60 years since we've been able to vote.
That's true.
We've been fighting for women's rights, just for equality. And now, we're going to have to fight for safety in our locker room and, being able to compete with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I feel you. And I'm like this. Anybody puts their hands on my daughter and they're over 18 and they're a guy and she, no, believe me, I'm going to jail. Trust me, I'm going to jail. It's just not, I have to, as a dad, I have to do that. I have to protect her.
Right. There was a specific case, a sorority, they were forced to accept a trans female into their soror, and they end up suing the school because they felt very uncomfortable, and there were some situations where they said that he was in the corner watching them while they were dressing, and there's these different little weird situations that they found, and he was like 6'2", 260 pounds, and and they had to sue the school.
Yeah.
I don't want to, my daughter to be put in a situation like that where, in a safe place, she, would feel a camaraderie with other females that it's invaded or, she may feel uncomfortable and she would have to leave because of those uncomfortable feelings.
Right. Understood. Definitely understood. Cool.
Well, that's my piece this morning, y'all.
Cool. Well, caller, we appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Hey, I look, there's a lot of I was a college athlete, and the first thing I can think of are the opportunities that are lost, the scholarship opportunities that could be lost, that could be going to some young ladies, as an example, since I was explaining that. Look, I know this is going to anger. Actually, believe it or not, the ban that the Biden administration is proposing, it still angers some trans rights activists.
Right.
So there's never really, I don't think there's ever going to be a point where everyone is happy about this.
Yeah, very true.
So I think, again, the guiding principle should be the fair play. I think that's where we have to start. And if we can have a conversation about it, then that's great.
Exactly.
But screaming and yelling and calling people, that
at some point we're going to have to agree to disagree on certain things.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to agree on this. And that's one of the reasons I really try to stay away from it, not because I don't want to talk about it, it's because I do, but unfortunately we end up in this situation where we are screaming at each other, we're mad at each other, and et cetera, and people are looked at as unaccepting, and that ain't me. I've seen it all my life, so I know. We're all, you're either a good person or a bad person under your skin, whether you're male or female, trans, gay, straight, it does not matter. Good person, bad person, that's it. That's basically the deal. Let's take a break. We're going to come back in just a minute. Two of Austin's very own.
ATX, man.
ATX stand up. That's Kid Jones.
Yeah.
And guitarist Jackie Vincent.
Hey.
Who is crazy on guitar.
That was pretty good.
Hey, smooth, yeah. That was smooth. I dig that.
Do y'all remember? Hopefully, y'all remember when. What if I said I'm gonna merge those two? What if I told you I freestyled with Kid Jones while he played the guitar?
What?
Right here in studio.
Really?
That's what's up.
Yeah, that
We
was
gotta get him back.
Nice.
We gotta get him back.
Man, that was awesome. He's
Nice.
awesome.
All right. So let's get back on the phone lines. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. What's going on? How you doing, man?
Okay, so first thing, I don't know how to prove that I'm black, but I am black.
Proof enough. We got you, dude.
That
That
What
was
do
good enough.
Name 3 songs that can be played at the cookout.
You wild. Hey.
you're meeting the intent.
Where was Usher cruising at 7:00? We just start throwing tags at you. The fist don't fry in the kitchen. Dun, dun.
Yeah, there you go.
No,
there you
how
go.
many times did you try to take your chain and swing it around your neck like Usher did and catch it?
Oh, yeah.
Did you practice that?
Oh my God, not that, but I did reenact the entire "Let It Burn" video.
You better stop.
Okay,
You better
okay.
stop.
One of us.
You give it that
One
yeah,
of
give
us.
him- Yeah, give
One
him that.
of us.
Give him that one. Round of
After
applause.
the entire Let It.
Round
Who
of
hurt
applause.
you? We all did it, by the way, but
That's fun.
that's beautiful.
Right. Now we talked before I brought you on about politics.
Yeah.
And here's my thing, bro. Everybody has a difference of opinion in politics. And I told when we had a morning grind meeting about a year and a half ago, we were talking about there are a lot of people that do support Trump and don't necessarily support Biden.
Right.
And they we're all a different color. So anyway, you had something to say, man. Go ahead.
So I don't necessarily support Trump. I don't think it's really smart for us as a people or any people really to support anybody outright.
Mm-hmm.
Like saying that you're like Republican or Democrat, I feel like it's kind of a fool's game because it's all just who it's a gambling game, right?
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
You know? So one thing that I learned a lot from Malcolm X, he has this book called Malcolm X's Speeches. He talks about how we have to be more holding with our votes, right? So if people aren't giving us what we need and what we want for our communities, if we don't see it in our communities, then we can't vote for them. We have to like organize our vote to where it's being put in our favor, right? So with Trump, I don't support everything that Trump does. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, I do not think that a lot of things that are going on right now would be going on if Trump was still the president. I don't think that he was more so focused on a lot of these things, and I think that's why he's kind of right now being ousted from politics in a certain way, is because they had these plans, like the whole Israel thing. They had these plans for a long time. Biden made deals with Israel back when he first, was in the presidency, and now Biden's just kind of doing his thing now with it, So a lot of these things were kind of put on pause while Trump was in presidency, and so what we're seeing now is that Biden, he's obviously, I don't know if you guys look at his Twitter or anything, but he's obviously not writing that stuff. I don't know who's writing that stuff, but it's not the same guy.
He got ghostwriters.
He might have ghostwriters. You never know, man. You know, with social media, you got to have that. You got 10 million other things going on. You need somebody to handle that social media, because that's a big deal when you're reaching out to people these days. Big deal.
No, I mean for sure, but I'm saying when you have his address to Hawaii on Twitter, and then you have his address to Hawaii in Hawaii, and those things did not match up at all.
Right.
That boy's using a VPN.
Yeah. Somebody said it.
So what I'm saying is, I think that it would be, I think, wiser in this climate to vote for Trump, not because anything Republican, just because I think that it's important that we kind of shake up the groups every once in a while, because they're not going to do anything unless we give them the vote. They want our vote. So it's like when you got a girl, you're giving her everything. She's not going to want to be around you. But when you maybe you don't text her for a day. Maybe you don't say nothing. Then everyone's like, oh man, I wonder where my man is. Blah blah blah. It's the same thing, You have to make them work for you. And if you're not doing that, they're just going to keep doing what they do always, which is just kind of filibuster and do senseless things. I don't even know what's going on right now, but we have all these protests. Another thing I kind of disagreed with is, like, I don't think that we should be like, oh, okay, well, people saw someone else protesting. It's all good. I think that, like, it doesn't really matter how they got into it. It doesn't matter what they know about it. If they want to be a person that's screaming there and bringing more attention to the cause, by all means, do that. I don't think that protesting is the best way to go about these things. I think that there are a lot more, like, kind of systemic things that can happen. If anybody is hearing this and wants to look for those things, it would be great to look towards a lot of the civil rights movement leaders.
Right, exactly.
A lot of them, since the end of their protesting years, started kind of not advocating for protesting, and advocating for other things. But I don't want to make KAZI not exist anymore.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, bro.
So I'm not going to say it on there, but you should look into those things.
Okay.
That's all I really have to say, though.
Yo,
good.
Appreciate you calling, man.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, and thanks for hanging in there. You actually caught us right around we were getting ready to go on a break, so I appreciate you calling in, and thanks for hanging in there, man. All right?
No problem, man. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Take care.
See, that's the best part about it. See, that young man is the fun stuff. Look, I don't. If y'all have been listening, I don't stand here saying I'm all for Trump, and I don't stand here saying I'm all for Biden.
Right.
I'm here for the jokes.
Yeah.
And I would like to go in on the facts.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, if you are black and you support Trump, man, just call in. Let's talk.
Sure.
But I like what he said, though. He went to Malcolm X. So we talking, remember Malcolm X, the famous speech, your ballot is a bullet.
Yeah.
And to that same point, that's what we talking about, man. This young man said exactly what Malcolm was saying is, hold your ballot until you see the target. Because indiscriminately, if you just out there, you just going for, you just spraying.
Yeah.
Find that target and then go for it. That's all I'm saying, man.
And
Whoever
to
you
translate for the young people, walk my man down. Walk my man down. Walk my man down. You got to use 21 Savage to let these young people know what it is.
No
we
doubt.
appreciate you translating.
I got you, dog. Come on, man. We
Exactly.
here.
Well, he was talking about the protests. It's funny you say walking my man down. We were talking about, he was mentioning the protests back in the day. There was a protest where instead of just being in a certain area, it was a bus boycott. Right,
Okay.
a lot of black folks took the bus to work.
Yeah.
Right, and you got to pay money to do that.
Yep.
So at some point, folks said, "Listen, we're not taking the bus to work because the money we pay y'all." We have to sit in the back of it. So it doesn't make any sense. So a lot of folks started walking to work, literally walking to work every single day. And that put
that infrastructure.
Man, that was a knee to the neck, man. And then so next
I
thing you
tell
know,
you, I don't understand why people don't understand how powerful it is to take your dollars from something.
Yes, sir.
If you got a real problem with something, not no small stuff. I'm talking about first of all, take your dollars and then find an alternative.
There you go.
Find an alternative. Matter of fact, support an alternative, because you know what? There's alternatives dang near for everything. And people be mad at places and they be like, oh, well, we just ain't going to use it all. No. Not only do not use their service, find a competitor and use their service. And then if not, guess what? Go to that competitor, and that's the power of unionizing and all of that. Have somebody that speaks for you. Have them go to them and say, hey, we are willing to come over here, X amount of people strong, to prove a point. We about to put you on top. But before we do that, here's what we require, and that's how you use your dollars to work for you.
That was the Montgomery bus boycott.
Yeah,
that lasted 13 months. And to Jabari's point, why? Because they couldn't just rely on the white passengers.
No, they couldn't
to survive.
No.
So that bus company said, "Oh no, we got to change this.
Straight up.
Because if they did, they wouldn't care."
And that young man who just called up, he said the same thing. He said, well, I don't know if protesting is the best way to go about it. There's other ways to do it.
So much.
And so I appreciate that he said that. So, and what I also like is he called up. That's how you disagree with someone. Yep. He called up and he didn't agree with a lot of stuff we said. But what he said was his opinion.
Sure.
And we're quoting him still, which means we listened.
Yep.
Which says a little bit about us. But we listened and we see the validity in his points.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, we are agreeing, and we're also agreeing maybe to disagree.
Of course.
But did we scream and yell at him? Did we call him out his name? Did he just scream and yell at us and call us out his name?
We're not here for that, though.
Those are the people I love. Those are people I want to talk to.
No, then you can run this board, because I'm not dealing with that. No, here's the thing: we have to have, like you said, that we have to be able to agree to disagree, and still be cool.
Yep.
Okay, because we're gonna be here next week. Hopefully, it dropped out. But that's the thing. Our experiences as Black people, number one, they vary. I think they overall, we can talk about stuff that we've been through, that we've dealt with, or that our grandparents have dealt with. And then there are folks that have different experiences. There are people that, folks that have gone into the military and will have a totally different opinion of what politically we need to deal with or need to be focused on as we continue on through this journey.
Yeah.
And so it becomes a really interesting situation. But it's good. Like you said, it's good to take calls or good to talk to people. Not everybody's going to. It's good to talk to people who say, okay, this is my opinion. Y'all may not agree with it, but here's what I think. And for me, man, and I despise politics, man. I would rather eat a rotten orange than deal with politics, because it's one person. To me, it's one person's opinion that they're trying to force down your throat.
Jabari, can I ask you something on what you just said? Because I'm listening, brother.
Okay.
But again, I want us to agree to disagree. Jabari, if you're eating a rotten orange, that means it ain't orange. You still call it an orange? Because it's probably brown.
It's probably brown.
Or black.
But you can't call it a rotten brown.
I know some rotten browns.
That was good.
Thank you very much. The more you know. Ding.
I know a few rotten browns. Yo, rotten brown.
All right, quick with it.
Yeah, man.
Oh, rotten brown.
Rotten brown head.
Look, I know we're going to get some more callers, and that's great. But Jabari, can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Something that I'm going to steal this from a gentleman who is over 6 foot. Spells his name with a Y where an I would be. But this is the question that I got to ask you guys and our listeners. What do you do with the couple that's arguing all night during the group outing? Ooh. We all out at the comedy club, we at the jazz club, and Jabari and his lady over there just going at each other all night. It's kind of uncomfortable. What happens there? What do you do?
I'm gonna let the young lion take it for a second.
You need to lead them
I'm coming back
people.
with I'm gonna let you lead.
You need to lead them people. We ain't having fun out here. Y'all be fighting. Everybody look at us.
Oh, he's fighting.
Stop. That's why we in 2 different cars in the first place. Y'all gonna sit in a different section. Just because you get those people, man, they be like that. And I told you, I've been that person where they see us and they be like, oh, man. You ever see some people's disposition change and you showed up? They was like, hey. That was us, man. And after a while, I had to take responsibility. And I was like, you know what? hey, we just ain't gonna come. They be like, well, no, it's the worst when they tell you can come, but your person can't come.
Ooh.
Like, well, you can come.
Wow.
Just don't bring her.
You can, just don't bring so-and-so with you. Oh, my goodness.
You're not bringing your girl, all right?
Yeah, dude, that was me. I used to feel bad to them. Like, hey, man, so like here's the deal, you cool and all, but well, what's up? Well, hold on, there's a little more to it. You cool, but like, can you just come by yourself?
So then you answered it for me. So what you do is you only invite one of the two.
Man.
You don't invite the pair.
You starting trouble.
I just want to know, how do you handle it?
Don't invite either one of them. How the way it works.
But no, nowadays they gonna see you on social media, right?
No.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, "Oh,
block those people."
Did I not get that invite?
Do you understand that I block people because of stuff like that?
Wait a minute, is that why I can never see what you be doing?
Exactly.
Hey, man.
Exactly. All right, before we go to break, let's take another call. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bear. How you doing, Ms. Lee?
What's going on, Doc?
Hey, not much, man. Off that subject right now, it's the previous song. You said that guy was locally. You said Kid Jones?
Kid Jones,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
man.
KYDD Jones.
Okay, what was the name of that cut?
It's called Sam's Club.
Okay, appreciate it. All right, Bear. Y'all have a good day.
Yo,
Hey,
appreciate it.
hey, happy to help.
Yes, sir. Kid
Yeah, we
Jones
put
and
fit-
Jackie Venson was also on there. So check out Jackie. I've not had a chance to see Jackie live, but Jackie I've seen like plenty of videos. She's crazy with it, man.
And she got blues on the green. She was like one of the local peoples that got blues on the green, which y'all understand how hard that spot is to come by.
I feel bad. Let me clean some stuff up right now.
Go ahead.
For those who don't know, Kid Jones is an American rapper, producer, and singer from Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
I am not from Austin, and I made a mistake.
Okay.
It was not Kid Jones. It was Saul Paul. That was it.
Okay, yeah.
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
I apologize.
Oh, I was
But-
all like, wait,
Yeah,
what
so-
happened?
So, but I want to
the
help
show,
those.
professional self.
What reminded me of that is I've never met Kid.
Yeah.
And he's always around doing stuff here with us, and I've always missed him, or he's avoiding me.
Well, we did the comedy
probably
show.
avoid
And
you.
if he's listening now, he's like, "Bro, that was not me. I can't play the guitar. It was acoustic."
So now he needs to show up so we can do it.
Saul Paul. Yeah, because
Yeah, shout-
we never met, and I always hear him. I'm always missing him.
He would do the comedy jams.
I'm coaching something on the weekend, and he's at that event, and so I keep missing him. But
We'd have the comedy jams, and he would always close the comedy jams out with
Dang,
the music.
nice.
So next
Nice.
one we have was, shout out to Harris and the team putting that together. The next time we have one of those, man, come through, because he usually makes the point to tear the roof off.
and
that
I hear
thing.
nothing but good things
Yeah,
because
it's dope.
he's big, he's accomplished,
Real energy,
and
man.
yet I hear nothing but great things. And not to mention, he's showing up to our events. This is a community radio station. You know what I mean? Like he's already big. He's already got
Yeah.
over 12,000 followers. I'm looking right here
12,000.
on IG. He don't need us. But yeah, he's still participating with us. So I'm sorry, Kid. And when I see you, don't hit me.
Respect on you.
It was a mistake.
Don't hit him with the guitar that you don't have.
I'll mess up and just be like, yeah, man, I played basketball with the dude. We ate ice cream and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, we went and had pancakes and stuff. He'll be like, wait, what? They go from a lot to it just sounds good. Like, maybe I did do all that.
Brother, that wasn't me.
Well, I'm glad he's up here, and I'm glad that we had a chance to feature him. Because I mean, honestly, man, back in the day, we were the station playing hip hop and rap artists.
Yes,
we were
you
the
were.
station playing artists that wouldn't get no play nowhere.
Yes,
else.
you were.
Wasn't nobody else touching them. Wasn't
Yes,
nobody
you
else
were.
messing with them.
Y'all
were
better
the-
know.
You know what I'm saying? We
Hey.
were the ones, man. We
Felt
were the
that.
ones. So yeah,
Felt
I mean,
that.
yeah, there are other stations that are doing it, but they ain't gonna do it like this, baby.
Yo,
That's
we
for
talking
show.
that kid.
That's for show.
We are
I should
helping.
have recorded that.
I did. I
Yeah,
did record it.
yeah, it'll be available.
I want it to be on Instagram.
You want
though.
that clip.
That needs to go on Instagram.
Nice.
I need to tag just Austin. Like, how you just be like, location, Austin, Texas. That's it. Just man.
This is how we do it right here in ATX.
What are
Exactly.
you dropping after that? I just need you to just drop whatever it is you about to do. In fact, just I don't
hit
know
it.
if you could do that. Right
Just hit it.
there.
I just hit man. Dab Dub, Simply Courtney, having some fun. It's been crazy. We talking politics.
Yeah.
We talk everything. Okay, I'm gonna throw one.
We were talking incarceration.
Yeah, we talking incarceration. We talking about Barry White and incarceration. We talking about
Cadillac tires.
Exactly, Cadillac tires. Oh,
You gotta
my
get
God.
them Vogues, man.
Can you see like Barry White like at 16 years old walking up to you with some white walls, trying to sell them to you? Because he was unfortunately Barry got in a lot of trouble when he was a kid, and that's one of the reasons he turned his life around was because he was getting in so much trouble.
I wanted to try to do a Barry White one, but I feel like my Barry White would either sound like James Earl Jones or
Well, mine sounded like Lou Rawls. Bloom, 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 bloom.
You gotta.
I can't do it. He does kind of sound like Elvis a little bit. I guess maybe you could see like the inspiration there or something
Hey,
like
Just
that.
a little bit.
Hey.
Just a little bit.
Okay, because they both have like a really, I don't know, is that operatic or it's a droney type voice? What is that?
It's a low octave, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Barry, honestly, you've never heard an interview with Barry, right?
I've heard like a few things, but I don't think I heard like a full part.
Can't say I can.
I saw something, I think, on Arsenio Hall, I think, if I remember correctly. I saw it.
Bruh,
Wait.
You found a Barry White
Calling
interview.
that one.
Hold up.
Call
You found
it.
a Barry White interview on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hook it up to a bass. Hook it up to a subwoofer.
His register gonna be crazy?
Man,
Did you see the Arsenio Hall live, or you streamed it afterward?
Oh man, come on! You know this is a YouTube clip. Man.
Okay, I was about to say he
Man,
act like he was
listen, no.
like he don't even know what.
The only
no, ain't number videos now.
Youngin?
The only Arsenio Hall clip, if I remember correctly, watching as a kid, had to have been Ice-T, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Right. that's
he
the
did
one?
a performer on there. I think so. He had like a performance on there, and then of course that one with the wrestler, Ultimate Warrior.
There's only 3 I can remember.
Yeah.
The Bill Clinton sax.
Okay, okay. I
When he
remember
was
that.
going out and all the rappers came and they did
ending
the
thing,
farewell.
right? Yeah.
And then
Never saw
the
that.
MC Hammer joint.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And I gotta give you 4. When he had Vanilla Ice on, he was kind of going at Vanilla Ice, and he was like, "Hey, man, I want to ask you the hard stuff." He didn't want it to be one of those cupcake interviews.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, man, the streets is saying some stuff, so can we talk about this?" And it was a little uncomfortable. He wasn't indignant,
Yeah.
but he won't go let him off the hook.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think he went at no, he didn't go at Easy. He had Easy on there, and that was back when I think Easy and Ice Cube, or I think Ice Cube had left the group and
Okay.
something like that, and it got to be a little
It's
interesting.
just during the what's that? Oh God, Vaseline, no Vaseline.
No Vaseline. I think
Yeah.
right around that time,
Okay.
or he had either left the group or he had dropped America's Most Wanted and shaved the Jerry curl off and all of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, and they were going at it.
But a
bro.
valuable lesson was learned from
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice, because what you put in these lyrics, we need to know. I mean, what did he say? He said, all I heard was shells was falling. I mean, come on, man. You talking about you got your 9 and shells is falling? Like, who you
said
busting
that?
at?
Yeah.
Who you busting at?
Did he really say that?
He did, sir.
That's wild.
Yeah.
See,
So,
I don't-
you know,
I don't have no references. From
somebody
Vanilla
gotta-
Ice.
somebody
I-
gotta
Ice-
pull that
Ice
card.
Baby.
Yeah.
Pull your G card.
Yeah, if he was in Miami, I'm sure some shells was falling. Maybe he heard them coming his way. Nah, I ain't know if he may have not been busting them out, but they probably was coming his way.
Yeah. And we ain't talking about Kraft macaroni.
man,
Exactly.
you gonna put the lyrics in there. You
Exactly.
saying you doing these things.
Exactly.
I did no such
Okay,
thing.
so I'm gonna throw a crazy question at y'all. I do. We didn't talk about this off air. Is there a song, a hit song, a hit song that you think that everybody else loves? It's
God.
played all over
God.
station. Everybody else loves, but to you, it's garbage.
And I'm a music lover, so I'm trying
Yeah.
to think, what do I not like, which would be hard for me, because
And why too? Right?
I think
I got one.
right.
What?
I only got one. It ain't played all over anymore, but it was played on the radio during the time period. And so there's this song called, and I want to say it's Next. The group is Next,
Okay.
and it's either it's not Wifey. It's too
close?
I think it's Too Close.
No,
Yes.
you too close to the edge right now, brother.
Here's the
We're
deal.
going outside.
But so
Meet
here's
me
the funny
outside.
part.
No, meet me outside.
I like to sing this song. This is a song that is fun to sing,
Right.
and to dance to.
Right.
But if it came on the radio, dog, I want to be as far away from that as
Flipping,
possible.
yeah.
Because they played the living daylights out of it. I remember when it came out, it was the first time that I kind of started to see what radio programming was, or I guess media in this case,
Right.
because it was always on TV and it was always on the radio, and I was a kid, so I couldn't change the station, but I was like, I hate this song.
It was a little, yeah. And what was interesting about the song is that they used a sample of a song called "Christmas Rapping" by Curtis Blow.
Come on now.
And
Wait,
I knew
what?
the song. Oh yeah, that's the bass line, the Christmas Rapping.
Jabari, that's like, how many times he gonna make our
3.
head explode
I
today?
think we're at 3
My bad.
today.
Jabari,
maybe
you
4.
are Michael Jordan.
I'm working on it, bro. I'm working on it.
That's dope.
It's old school. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Thank y'all both. Yeah, the song is called "Christmas Rapping" by Curtis Blow. It's a sample of that in "Too Close" by Next.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
What
exactly.
you got? What you got?
You got one, Dap? If you don't, yeah.
You might not.
If you don't, I got one.
What's yours?
Okay. Mine is Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison.
Wait a minute. All right, Jabari.
Should I say,
After I smack this larger than me gentleman around in the parking lot for coming at next,
yeah.
you next. Jabari.
Bring it on.
Why?
Since it's
It's okay, so I like the beat. The
Okay.
beat's dope, all right? But bruh sound like he's chewing on a piece of beef jerky or something. And I've listened to it. It's like, I played this song. When I've DJed weddings, I've DJed the clubs. I played the song.
Yeah.
I would play this song here on KAZI when I, but that's because folks like it. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't understand it's like, what do you got? A spool of yarn in your mouth or something, dude? So yeah, it's kind of like yeah. Nah, the beat's all right. The beats and that beat is sampled too. Believe it or not, it's sampled. Part of it's a song called "Games" by Chucky Booker.
Okay.
It takes it and kind of speeds it up a little bit.
Which I remember I remember that original.
Exactly.
Just trust us. Chucky Booker did his thing.
Oh, my brain is like trying to. No, my favorite part now is trying to track what part in my head I think is the sample.
Yeah.
And then what part is like original and I guess interpolation or whatever it is.
Right.
Which that's a sample part too. If you like use the melody, even though you're reproducing it, that still counts as a sample, right?
It does. It either counts as a sample or if you have somebody play it, they do what's called an interpolation.
Yeah.
Because I think Jam and Lewis did it for her. When she did the song Damage, they replayed a song called Making Love in the Rain. And they couldn't use the master recording of it because once they gave it to A&M Records, that was it, right? They couldn't use that. But of course, they're skilled musicians, so they basically replayed the same song that they wrote and were able to use it and call it an interpolation. So basically,
So
I
it
think
still gets
it's
credited, though?
It still gets credited, yeah,
Okay.
and you can actually make more money if you do that.
I'm ready.
All right, come on with it.
I'm ready. Tupac, hit him up.
Oh my God.
I can see TikTok being annoying the heck out of you right now because they play the heck out of that.
I am ready to fight somebody
First
over
of all,
that song.
Yeah.
Because Biggie was my guy.
Right.
I am an East Coast dude.
Right.
And I know that Tupac history. He an East Coast dude too.
I was going to say his Pac is an East Coast guy,
So
right?
it's just like, bruh, you ain't even look. You went to. That's why Jada Pinkett Smith keep professing her love to you because y'all went to school in Baltimore together.
Right.
So man, you East Coast, and that don't make you as like I met my wife in Cali. I still got a California number. That's all I'm gonna give y'all. I can't be giving it out. But
you don't want to do that, bro.
You just have to go
I
too
like to
far
tell
this time.
people sometimes though. I be like, yeah. You know, you lived in Los Angeles. But my wife reminded me, man, you ain't Cali. I'm Cali, but you ain't Cali. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, girl. You're right. It's just that I lived there for so long. It's one of the longest places I've ever lived as an adult. But I am not from California.
No.
And I didn't appreciate him coming at everybody. He came at the Locks.
Yeah,
you know, it's just, yeah, that's the one I hate. And I know it was popular. So yeah,
Right.
I'm ready to die.
There you go.
He
Who
came after
unhappy
Locks
about
or
my
did he
pick?
come after Mobb Deep?
He came
All
after
of 'em.
everybody. Pac
All
came
of 'em.
after
Let me see.
everybody. He came
Came
after
after-
Biggie
The Locks
Smalls,
were out
Junior
there?
Mafia. He's mentioned.
I keep forgetting that the Locks are part of Junior Mafia, right?
Yeah, let's see.
Right?
Well, they were part of Puffy's camp. That was part of it.
Were they called the Locks? then?
They were. I think so. Yeah, I'm
Smalls.
sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he came because he was part of Locks were signed to Bad Boy, I believe, for a hot minute.
It's wild because I just remembered that dang song where they all about the Benjamins, but they did the rock version. And the Locks straight up are in that song. They
Yeah.
got two of my favorite parts in that song.
Yeah,
I didn't care about Lil C's. He went at Lil C's. You know, I'm
didn't care about that.
I mean, there's like one song from Lil C's I think we all like, and then that's
Yeah,
about
But
it.
Biggie was too much.
Yeah, that was over the line, brother.
Went over
That was
the
over the line.
So you hear it now and you still kind of like.
I'll
let me
turn it
turn
off. I don't need to
Turn
hear
this
it.
off.
No, I'm good.
I'm questioning real quick, man. So if you hear, did you hear the it's Mark Ronson, right?
Right.
You heard Mark Ronson, and at the very beginning of you hearing it, you didn't like it, or was it after a while you grew to not like it?
Oh, Mark Morrison.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the voice. His voice has always annoyed me.
So that whole time from start,
Yeah, it has always annoyed
it's
me.
like
it
the
really
cilantro tasting like soap thing.
Jabari.
It's like everybody else is like, I like it. You like, I can't stand it. They're like, what's
Exactly.
wrong with you?
Jabari,
Exactly,
when you
exactly.
go to the soul food spot later on to get your food today, I hope they give you unsweet tea instead of the sweet
You know
tea
what,
that you
man?
order.
But as long as I get my hot sauce with
Hope
my
they
fish,
listen. I hope they
as
listen.
long as I get my hot sauce with my fish, flesh. I'm good. Okay?
You know how we were saying one of us earlier when the brother called? Jabbar, you're not one of us. One of us.
I'm
Dang, that song, man. So at the
feels
cookout,
good.
when it comes on, Jabbar, what do you
walk
do?
I just deal with it. I'm not going to cut it off.
I feel that.
Because I'm not to hear. As a DJ, you play what people want to hear.
All right, good.
You don't deal
I
with what
appreciate-
you want to
well,
hear. You
I
play what
appreciate your
people-
professionalism.
Thank you very much. I got it. All right. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Jabari.
Oh,
You know who that is. Hit the air horn, son.
It's stereo for you.
How you doing?
I'm well. Good morning, Sydney Courtney. Good morning, Dapper D.
Hey,
good
speaking
morning.
of the East Coast, we got the beast from the East.
East Coast in the building.
Yes, good morning. I wanted to make sure I pay tribute to all three kings on today. To make
you.
sure I get the name correct.
Bless you, sister. Appreciate you.
Don't want no confusion going on today.
Yeah, well, we see you got your index cards by your phone.
I'm just happy to exist.
Nah, brother, she said it. She said you and your name need to be recognized.
Thank you.
Exactly. She's showing love. What's going on, Mom? How are you?
I'm doing well, just laughing and enjoying the show on this morning. And I know Dapper D normally has his laptop with him because he's always such a regarder of facts.
Yeah.
And the song that I cannot stand that somebody played one day for a work event is called The Worst Song Ever.
What?
Really?
Yeah, just go ahead. It's the worst song ever. And it created such a hostile environment that after that, I was just ready to change teams at work and looked at my supervisor like, you will never get another potluck from us again. I'm telling you.
Wow. Woo. All righty then.
Yeah.
Oh, my
And then
goodness.
when y'all talking about how the college kids are protesting and all, here on the East Coast, we just can't do things like normal people. When they wanted to protest here, not only do they protest at the colleges, they shut down one of the major thoroughways, I-95,
Wow.
at a point to where it breaks off headed, two major highways. And they shut down traffic for a couple of hours.
Really?
Yes.
See, and that's
this was done, it was a peaceful protest. They didn't throw no, sticks or, they shut down traffic. They're like, you know what, we're going to hit y'all where in y'all's pocket. Them trucks going to get there late. Them buses going to get there late. Everybody going to be late today. Y'all going to listen to me.
Wow. And see, and I don't have a problem with necessarily with protesting. The only issue I would have with holding up traffic is that if an ambulance needs to get to the hospital,
Yep.
that holds it up. And I would never want to see anybody who needed to get to a hospital held up by a protest. And because that could be, when I was taking care of my mom, I had to call the ambulance 2 or 3 times. So I would never want to be in that position where somebody said, okay, cool, I get what you're trying to do, but right now you are messing with my life and my family trying to get to a doctor. So there's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
Right, and that was the biggest thing here, that when they shut it down, like you stated, you had the ambulance, and again, 2 busy highways, I-95 and I-64, which is right there by one of our larger hospitals, Virginia Commonwealth University Hospital, which has helipad and cancer center, children's hospital. It's one of the largest ones here. And that was one of the problems that everybody was saying. Now, what happens if somebody's family member could not get to where they need to go, or they do transplants at the hospital?
Right.
What happens if that heart, lung, kidney couldn't get to that recipient and they have a short window of time to get it there?
DL, I got a question though. Logistically, when we out there protesting, how do the delivery drivers get to us? I mean, we out there all day. It's hot. We hit 88 degrees yesterday. How does the Uber Eats, how do they get to us if we got stuff blocked down? Do we bring bag lunches to the event? How does that work? We gotta let some people through. What?
Well, this lets me know you didn't plan very well if you didn't bring your own out there, because if you're protesting, you're bringing your portable potties, your necessities, your water, your food, your wipes, because you could be out there for a while. You also got some bail because it's a possibility you're gonna get locked up.
All right, with you know what? Everybody who was gonna send me an invite to assist in any type of protest, man, don't even waste that. There's some things I never thought of that she just mentioned. Look, I have done Times Square in New York during the ball drop, and I'll tell anyone who's never gone, don't go. Yeah. Because no place wants to open to allow you to use the bathroom, and you are standing. If you are worried about pickpockets and people bumping into you, you gotta just let it go. Yeah. And so because of all that, to her same point, I think. Yeah, I'm good. The old man in me, I ain't built for the protests. Nope, I'm good. No. And then when the rubber bullets start flying, nah, man. Yeah, exactly. I done had real bullets. I'm a vet. Nah, I'm good. I don't want to get my eye poked out.
Right. Did you get affected, DL?
Excuse me?
Did you get affected by the shutdowns and all of that?
Oh, no, because before I leave my house, I'm checking the traffic cam to find out what's going on where.
Well.
So I need to be going because I'm not out there because I'm the type of driver. I'm gonna put my car in park. I got full coverage.
There you go. Wish she would.
She walk away and look. She ain't gotta look back at it.
Right.
This let me know that there was not enough Southern mothers and Mimas and Papas out there. Mima and Papa could have got that traffic moving.
Wow. Wow. Dang.
So somebody would have pulled out a switch, a belt, a flip flop, a spatula with the bonnet, the moo. We ain't having all that. You messing up my what?
Choncleta.
Yep. Take an old phone book and smack you in the back of the head. Right.
Get their hands on.
Right. Golly. Oh my goodness.
DL, what we were talking earlier. I know you gonna be able to help me out here because Courtney. He kind of helped me. He told me maybe I don't send the invite, but I'm very curious if we got a little group outing and there's a couple out with us and they've been arguing all night. How do I handle that?
Oh, I was hoping you asked me this question.
I'm glad.
That couple, there's two different ways to play this out. One, you can ask them, you know what, sweetie? You know, because I'm going to call her to the bathroom. Baby, come to the bathroom.
There you go.
Pull your man going on tonight. But y'all going to need to take that somewhere else. Because y'all feeling the vibe on tonight.
Yeah.
When you go out, you don't want somebody killing the vibe. Because, see, if they're not going to excuse themselves from the situation, I know how to excuse myself from the situation. And they will not get not a nair, another invite nowhere.
Not a nair.
Yeah, not a nair. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the way to do it. Because I mean, when you're out, if there's a problem, you don't necessarily want to be out with somebody in the first place. No. Yeah, if you don't want to go out, then okay, maybe you made plans, and then all of a sudden y'all got into an argument and things turned sour. But to take it out to the public, to me, is just that ain't what's happening. It's like, okay, let's take a couple minutes and try to iron this out,
please. Especially if it becomes predictable, man.
Yeah. If it's an over and over thing, sure.
So we all out, and then Courtney says something, and we already know his lady about to flip.
Look at me like I'm crazy.
Here we go. I know she about to get him.
Come on, man, right now. Well, I thought she should know. Don't do that.
Check, please.
Yeah, check, please.
When you order your food, you try to let them know that this ain't my food that you about to hear. So you know what? If y'all mad at some ugly people, it's those people over there's food, not ours. Matter of fact, we're going to order our food second. You guys go ahead and order y'all's food now. The ones causing the disturbance. You let them do their stuff first. Because people really be out here acting and doing the most, and they don't realize they're messing up for their whole table.
Oh,
their whole table getting punished. Like it's Uber. If you got people that came in your Uber and your name's on their docket and your people get in the car and act the fool, guess who gets charged up? The person whose name is on the account.
Oh.
And so people be to set a reservation. Now they can't come back to a place without people looking at them foolishly sideways because the people they brought went in there and acted the fools. You got to watch the company you keep, man.
DL, you did say something. Those are two words of all the lunch times I've had and dinner times I've had out with Mr. Warfield. I don't say those two words you said. Check, please. I've never said it. You know what I say? I'm out. Those are two words I say, and I've never paid a bill. So yeah, I just up and leave, and he got it. I mean, he a Bentley driving.
This lets me know where my friends is at.
What?
Uh-huh.
So, Mr. Warfield, let me tell you what you need to do from now on.
Ooh,
You're going to
what?
order the
Yes,
thing,
ma'am.
and you're going to, I'm telling you, from a single woman, how we want to get out of a date really quick. We get our food. We're going to eat what we're going to eat.
Okay.
We're going to go to the bath. And as we're headed to the bathroom, we're going to go ahead and catch our waitress or a waiter on the way out. And go ahead and put my food up.
She's smart.
Wow.
I'm out. I'm right here.
Wow.
DL.
Wow.
DL, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Why are you helping him out? This is his civic duty. He helping a brother out, literally. And I get it. I always get the little to-go bag stuff. I know I ain't gonna eat at the time, but I know I'm gonna take it with me.
Take them cheddar biscuits with you.
Look what you're doing.
This makes me see that it's a category that they call women, but I don't know what they call men when they do that. They call women gold.
What I'm saying? I ain't on the air with a broke. I'm not.
Wow.
All right. So, what else was he trying to project by having the Maybach? I mean, I'm trying to help him make sure. See, sometimes when the water ain't flowing, it gets stagnant. I want to make sure his cash flow ain't stagnant, so I keep it moving for him.
You ain't my woman.
I can keep it.
You are not my woman.
I help a brother out.
Now, is he able to write you off for his taxes?
Ooh.
I don't ask those questions.
One of my like as in one of my dependents.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
What?
If you're able to be written off on my taxes, my money gonna be real tight. So
I don't know tax code, but I'm sure there's a 501D for Dapper D that he could. I'm sure at some point he could write this off. I would write it off. Charge it to the game, the friendship game.
Charge to the game.
What?
well,
DL, you don't sound like you were a fan.
I'm not feeling that. That just sounds like them gold diggers. I'm just so
Ooh. I got a 501Ds.
One last question before you go, DL. Did you know that Barry White has been so prolific when it's been coming to these songs that we were talking about? Did you catch that earlier? Some of the Barry White talk. Are you a fan?
Barry White has been very I can't even think of the word. He should be known for not only his voice but procreation is the word I was looking
yeah,
for.
he got 9 children.
Well, not just him. He has helped many people.
Oh, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because there were some brothers that shouldn't have got none, and there were some sisters that just,
Shouldn't have got none either.
when he came on, that was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's helped populate the United States of America for real.
Yep.
For real.
Okay. That was
Oh, my goodness.
that was well done, ma'am. DL, you never disappoint. Thanks for calling in.
no problem. Much love to y'all and your families.
Yes, man. Thank you, DL.
You
Take
as
care.
well.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, cheers.
All right, bye. 925 here on 88.7 FM KAZI. Good morning, y'all. This is the Morning Grind. We'll be
I want to talk about petty.
All
Talk
right.
about it.
So, I don't know if y'all saw, Quavo had a concert
Oh, I know
in
what you're
Connecticut,
talking about.
and he's beefing right now with Chris Brown. And for the record, Chris Brown bodied him with his
He
diss
up,
track.
man.
Chris
Yeah, he
Brown
up.
went
And that's another
hard,
dude
man.
from Virginia, by the way.
Yep.
He was
Tapper
hard.
Hands, right?
Talk
What
about.
is it?
Yeah,
Tapper
you
Hands,
good. Yeah. So there's some alleging that Chris Brown brought up all the seats, the majority of the seats at the Quavo concert, so that Quavo wouldn't have anybody to play to. Is that petty?
That's first of all, I'm not sure if it's petty or if it's a flex. Because I mean, how much money do you need to have
a lot of money.
to take out to buy tickets for an entire or just about an entire arena? And I saw this maybe like, I don't know, 130 people. That was it.
Yeah.
But everybody else was. I mean, you could see the floor. When you could see the floor of the concert hall,
Problem.
yeah. So is it petty or is it a flex?
Well, I'm gonna say it's petty. But then I also want to follow up by asking you guys, if you Quavo, I mean, you still good, right? Because
No.
you still sold out.
No.
You still sold out.
No.
You still getting your money.
No.
Oh, it don't
No.
matter.
As a stand-up comic, I always have to put this in there. Yes, we want the money. I'm gonna talk about myself.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely want the money, But more times than not, I want to touch the people, man. I got up for this, man. I got into this not to make the money. I got into this to touch the people.
Yeah.
So when I get there, you can see the floor. I'm kind of hurt. I might cry in the car. What they say, you cry in the car.
Yeah, he gonna cry in the car.
I might cry in the car with that one, man.
God.
Yeah.
So that's I was just kind of curious on what y'all's thought. So Lotto went to, according to World Star Hip Hop, Lotto put out on her social media a very important question. Gentlemen, when it comes to the dating game, when is a good time for you to finally there's a number 1 and there's a number that comes after that. When can you finally do that in front of your mate?
Oh, you talking about like
How long?
Yes.
deuce?
With, like, I'm not saying the door has to be open, but they know
What do you
what
mean?
you in there doing.
When is
that okay?
So
when you're
like-
not tipping toeing around, trying to do it when they
When you
not
can say it?
around. No,
Or they
when-
just
when
know
you're
your
doing
reg-
it. They know you in
they-
there handling some
They
paper.
know
You're doing the paperwork.
They know your schedule. Because like you got to define that. Because like if am I saying it like I'm saying, hey, I am going to the like am I doing it like that?
No.
Because to me, if you ain't in the room with me, I'm keeping it that well. That don't feel like it's official. Now, if you in the room with me, that's a different story. But
Yeah.
man, because I remember when it happened to me each time, I was like, hey, get out. It's like, what? We together. And I'm just like, but I locked the door.
Right.
I
So
don't want you in there.
are you saying you may never be comfortable,
If
or
it
it
was up to
takes
me,
a
it would
long
be a
time to be
never.
comfortable?
If it was up to me, you'd never come in the bathroom while I'm using the bathroom. But since we asking for the sake of the question,
Yeah.
trying to keep it a buck, you said a time period.
Yeah. And
Let's go long in 6 months of dating. Short period. Let's go 4. I feel like you shouldn't be doing that early on, man.
Oh, dang, that's a long time.
Am I approved with that?
No,
Because I just don't want you in the room with me.
let's see what Michael Jordan says.
What you got?
Where would you be?
All right.
Comfortability.
This is dating. I'm saying dating, by the way. I
Yeah,
ain't talking
dating.
about marriage.
No, no,
Y'all,
Yeah,
We
we just
talking
talking about dating, right?
that's about
Right.
dating.
I think if you're just dating, you want to avoid that as much as possible.
I
That's
know.
where I'm
But
at.
let's keep it. Like you said, let's keep it about. We know what we gotta do.
Right.
It ain't like it. Oh, I'm from another planet. We don't do that. I don't.
What were
have
you
that
doing in there? I was
Yeah,
cleaning
what
the sink.
Yeah.
Sure you were.
yeah, I mean, it'd be different if you're in there texting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're not texting. You are, other stuff going on.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool. I think at some point people got to be mature enough to say, okay, he's got to handle that business.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a tough one, man.
My
That's a tough
answer is early and often as I want. You want to know
Wow.
why? Because I got incense, and the incense in my mind, they take care of it all.
Are they in the room with you, though?
I've got them joints burning.
Are they in the
Either
bathroom
they
with you?
behind me
That's a good
on
question.
the tank.
Okay.
They could be on the floor to my front, left or right, next to the magazine rack. But yeah, the incense is the
I'm-
equalizer.
I'm asking you only because you're going to mess around and have to do the thing then. Hey, you ever have to ask somebody to come get you like, hey, can you go get toilet paper? Hey, listen, in the hallway, there's another closet. I need you to open up that. The other hallway. All right, there's open toilet paper out of there.
Yeah.
Now, can you bring it over here? You got to crack the door just enough for it to get in there, but not enough for the smell to get out.
so gentlemen,
Oh, I'm so done. Because that's how it happens. I'm
Yeah.
telling y'all right now. That is how it starts.
So-
I've never recalled, what was the president that used to do the bathroom meetings? Was it Nixon or whoever it was? One
Yeah,
of them.
it was Nixon.
I would never do those things. I never said, hey, I got something important I need to tell you.
Yeah.
You need to come in here right now. I've never had that. If it happened, it was by an accident because either I didn't know you were there, I didn't think you would come in, or my kids at one point, they had a trick where they knew how to unlock every door I went in. No matter where I was at, they knew how to unlock the door, and they could get in there, and I would just have to just deal with trying to go to the bathroom. And get
Your kids was gangster, son. They
Boom.
were not playing.
kick in the door.
Waving the 4-4. Or waving the Lysol.
Waving the two-ply.
Man. Oh my goodness.
So, gentlemen, sometimes let's just say your chivalry travels. You end up over at her spot. You spending the night at her spot.
Yeah.
Now I ain't got my incense. I ain't got I ain't got my tools.
You better not.
And see, yeah, at my crib, I know that I'm gonna keep it stocked. I ain't gotta ask nobody to go bring me some rolls, because at my spot I got the whole 24 pack. I kicked in the door and I set down the 2-4.
Right.
I got the whole pack right there, so I ain't gotta run low. But over at her spot, yeah, maybe he's running slow. So when is a comfortable time to do it over at her spot?
How you leaving it, man? That's the question. How
That's
you
good. Yeah,
leaving
that's
it?
good.
Are you leaving it smelling? You gonna courtesy flush?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Is like there's the flushing,
Right.
I think eliminates as much as you can get it. It's get it out, and you got to keep the door closed.
Yeah.
If she's got an exhaust fan, you got to turn the exhaust
on.
fan on.
Turn the fan
Most
on.
women, I think, really set their place up nice, so they probably got a little something to eliminate that. Just hit a couple squirts of the spray, and you be good. And you be good, because I mean, it's not like they don't know. It's not like it's like, oh, well, I guess he doesn't do it. Well, of course he doesn't.
You gotta catch them off guard. You're like, hey, you got some spray? What you mean? You want some spray? I'm just saying, because like the meal was good. I'm not gonna lie to you, the meal was good. But I know me, and just speaking, Brian, man, like another 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna need your spray. Oh, really? You know yourself like that? Yeah, I know myself like that. So go ahead and give me the spray right now. Matter of fact, when's the last time you redid your toilet paper roll? Oh, I was just thinking I need to do that. See, that's the type of conversation you have. You ever been somewhere and found out that they was out?
Yeah.
You ever been somewhere and found out that they was out?
No, I've
How
never
many
been there.
times my old pastor used to say stuff like how when we sitting on a chair, we just sometimes just sit down. We don't even check to make sure the chair is there. We don't even do a check,
chair check?
test check, So we just go to the bathroom, man, and don't even know that you might be in there with a volatile situation to where you reach over and it ain't even there. You ever reach for it, it ain't there? Huh? Do you ever do the second reach where you reach somewhere else and be like, oh, it got to be on the bowl behind me. In the bowl. Guys in the studio. Hey, I had a quick question, man. At what time was Usher cruising the streets, and what was he in?
At what time was what?
What time was Usher cruising the streets, and what was he in while he was cruising?
Couldn't tell you that. Probably riding in something, not listening to Justin Bieber.
All right, that was just the litmus test. That was just the litmus test. You good?
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks, man. Take care.
All right, y'all.
All right.
I'm doing that to all the callers
Usher,
from now on.
You're messing with
That is my way of
Usher
learning
found
stuff.
Justin Bieber, so I bet he has listened to a lot of Justin Bieber tracks.
Yeah,
sure
but
he
not
has.
no Usher though.
Proudly though.
He didn't listen to no Usher though, because he didn't know. Because ladies and gentlemen, I got a gift for you. If you call in right now, you tell me at what time was Usher cruising the streets and what he was in, I will give you I'm joking. Don't call in. Call in and talk, because I ain't got nothing to give you. I'm going to give you a high five. You get away from me.
there we go.
Hey, don't you come up here looking for nothing.
Right.
Simply Carter said, I want a prize. No, you
Exactly. Have to deal with that. All right, fellas. It's been a good